let's paint up the 3 heroes from the Battle of Osgiliath box set. Games Workshop's latest miniatures are Faramir, Damrod, and Madril from the Lord of the Rings. All of them are great sculpts and should be fun to paint. Since this hero is standing among the ruins of Osgiliath, I start with Astrogranite Debris, which is a technical basing material from Games Workshop. I like this material because it adds a lot of pebbles and rough edges onto the base. I think it goes really well with these models, and it suits the theme of the box. After the basing medium is dried, I go ahead and prime everything in matte black. I follow this up with some white zenithal highlighting. I do this with a white primer out of an airbrush, and I spray at a constant 30-degree angle all the way around. This technique is great for making everything up on top look nice and bright, while everything in the recesses and below are in shadow. I start with dark wood Army Painter speed paints. Starting with Faramir, I apply this onto his tunic as well as his pants. This dark brown is also applied onto his boots. Damrod gets this dark brown color on most of his outfit, on his cloak, his pants, his tunic, almost everywhere except the upper parts of his sleeve and the center of his tunic. For Madril, this dark brown goes on his cloak and his vambraces. Next, I switch to Camo Cloak Army Painter Speed Paint, which is a nice dark green color. This goes on Faramir's cloak, his pants, and his sleeves. Damrod gets this dark green in the center of his tunic and on the upper parts of his sleeves. Madril's inner garment is painted with the same green. For the terrain bits, I apply 4 parts holy white with 1 part hardened leather. I mix it together and I apply it onto all the pillars as well as the ground that the miniatures are standing on. This mix gives all the pieces a grayish appearance but also with a nice brown coloring. For Faramir and Damrod's hair, I apply hardened leather speed paint. This gives their hair a brighter brown appearance. And for Madril's hair, I use holy white. I then switch to grim black speed paint and I apply this on all the quivers, bows, and sword sheaths. This grim black speed paint also goes on Damrod and Madril's boots. For all their faces and hands, I apply Barbarian Flesh acrylic paint. This paint gives a more vibrant skin tone and it also covers up any mistakes I might have made while applying my speed paints. I apply some palette bone speed paint as an off-white color onto all the feathers of the arrows. I then apply plate mail metallic paint onto all the exposed swords and any arrowheads. Greedy gold metallic paint goes on the hilts and pommels of each of the swords. Onward to washes, I apply flesh wash on all the exposed skin. I then apply strong tone wash onto all the swords and arrowheads, and I also apply this onto the ground of the bases. This provides some discoloration to those areas and differentiates them a little bit from the pillars that accompany all the miniatures. For the eyes, I use slightly thinned down matte white paint and I put it into the eye sockets using a small detailing brush. For the pupils, I dip the sharp end of a toothpick into some matte black and then I dab it onto the eyes. Make sure not to oversaturate the tip. As a final step, I clean up all the rims of the bases with some black primer. At this point, you should be all done, and all 3 heroes of Osgiliath are now ready for the tabletop and for your showcase. I hope you will follow along for the last installment of this series where I'll be painting up the Osgiliath terrain. Hope to see you then.